Yes.
Because she was taking care of you and babies and her own disease, and obviously with an amazing courage and attitude.
Absolutely.
This disease, I mean, forgive us, I'm sure you're meeting people like me who had no idea that almost 1,000 new cases of leprosy are diagnosed every day.
Can I give you a more rememberable statistic?
Sure.
Every 2 minutes, somebody somewhere in the world has been told that they have leprosy.
Now,
every 2 minutes.
That news is, I'm sure, devastating, but it's not what it was 20 years ago.
No, no.
Because it's now curable.
It's curable, yes.
And it's really curable. I mean,
it is.
It's not something you don't carry it in you. You're clear, other than the fallout.
Than the result of having had the disease.
You could have had those fingers straightened.
I could have, yes.
You didn't.
I didn't. I actually use it as a passport in my life. Because of our position, we travel quite a bit for the Leprosy Mission, who work in 30-odd countries in the world, supporting countries and implementing countries. And I find when I meet other leprosy sufferers, particularly in India, and you greet everybody in Namaste like this, when they see my bent fingers, immediately there is a connection. We do not speak the same language, but there is a physical connection. And we can communicate. Yeah. So it's a passport for me.
And the stigma is still huge.
Yeah.
That word still
brings fear.
Strikes fear.
Can I tell you a story on that one?
Please.
We were getting passports and visas ready to go on one of our many trips because we speak for the mission. And I met a lady in one of the government offices. And she said, well, you travel a lot. What do you do? So I said, I speak for the Leprosy Mission. So we don't let on. And I said, what would you do if you saw somebody with leprosy? She rolled her eyes back and she said, I think I'd manage. I saw a man smashed up in an accident, so I think I could handle somebody with leprosy. So in my mind, how does a man smashed up in an accident and somebody with leprosy go? So I said, well, at the moment, you're looking at somebody. She said, never. And I said, if you look at my wife, she also had it. And it is that shock look on people's faces. Yeah.
It's a word almost out of another era.
That's
It
right.
is.
But we need to be in tune. The man's response at the airport when you were coming into Canada, that's classic.
It is, isn't it?
Tell us.
I'd never had this one. The man at immigration, lovely man. We were just sort of sitting there. And immigration often takes time and just chatting. He says, what are you here for? So I said, oh, Leprosy Mission. So he said, oh, well, what's leprosy about? So I said, oh, no, you tell me. So he said, is it the same as liposuction? So I said, no, not liposuction at all.
Well, you're getting us up to speed with the real deal. And you are also a partner in the Leprosy Forum of
Yes,
Zimbabwe,
yes.
which reaches out to those with the disease, trains people in early detection. This is a wonderful, wonderful ministry. And you planted a church in Zimbabwe.
Yeah.
Let's catch up first with your family, and then we'll see the church.
Okay, great.
You raised 2 sons in Zimbabwe. Tell us who we're looking at.
On the left-hand side, it's Christopher, our youngest son, with next to him is his wife, Marie. They're expecting a baby in December. And then our only grandchild, Sophia Grace. She's an absolute darling. Bruce is our other son on the right-hand side, and that's his wife, Hannah. They married English girls.
They're all in the UK right now.
They're on the UK. We sent them off to the UK to change the gene pool.
Well, you're a Scotsman way back.
Your
family tree. And we've got German and Dutch here.
That's right. Yeah.
Well, we've got everything covered. Let's look at the beauty of Zimbabwe. We see it on your church property. How much space do you have there?
We have 1.5 acres.
Look at how lush it is.
Just beautiful.
Beautiful. So are you pastoring there?
We are pastoring
While
there.
you're traveling and representing the mission? And
We're growing up people within the church to take over from us and that, yeah.
This is today's Globe and Mail report on business, and this is your Prime Minister.
That's correct.
Now, there have been seasons where Zimbabwe has struck fear in the heart.
Yes.
Actually, in 2004, we met a man who's lived there with his family for 10 years, with the UN. And he said, we're getting out. It's too scary. These are current. Let me just read this quickly. Zimbabwe snapshot. The country's land reforms have been marked by violence and chaos, damaging the key farming sector. The country has become a net importer of food, where they used to export.
That's right.
Under the power-sharing government formed last year, hyperinflation has abated, price controls have been lifted, but early signs of economic growth are tempered by depth of the country's troubles and the world's mistrust of the government. The stats here, 95% unemployment rate. You think that's a little inflated?
I think that's a little over the top, yeah.
68% population below the poverty line.
I would say that is
That's
correct.
correct.
I wouldn't have a fight with that one at all. No, that is correct.
Yeah,
You've
it's
chosen
very
a
sad.
difficult place to make your life.
No. When you're in the will of God, nothing's difficult. His grace is sufficient.
You guys are overcomers, and it's a joy to have met you. There's so many stories that you could tell in this leprosy journey, but you're taking those stories courageously to those who so need it,
Yeah.
and bringing awareness. Obviously,
That's-
we need it.
Well, we're here with the Leprosy Mission. We were here last year, and they brought us back again this year. At our age, we're just happy to be anywhere in the world and to sort of come from this little town to your nation, which is beautiful. Again, wherever we go in the world is beautiful. The Lord said it is good, and we found that out. And we go and we sort of try and create a link between people who can help those with leprosy. People with leprosy are the poorest of the poor.
Yeah.
I will go, I have an artificial limb which costs many thousands of dollars. It's a high-tech leg. I can afford it. But I'll go and visit other people who have a limb fashioned out of a plastic pipe. But I know the pain that that man walks with, and he doesn't feel it.
Thank you so much for coming and making this stop. I hope you'll come when you're here again. And that's leprosy.ca. If you want to connect with the Izzets, log on to our website, and you'll find more. Just so impressed with the way God turns terrible things around and makes them something wonderful. Maybe you need that encouragement today. Maybe you need a prayer today. Please feel free to call our prayer lines. There's hope at that end.